Hey, Alice, this is your Aunt Dana. Happy birthday, 12th birthday. I wish I could be there. I need your help. I know you're doing an escape room. Pop-Up had asked me to do an introduction for you. He said he wanted something mysterious and about one of his family members in Southern California. And I said, sure. Plus, I would actually love to learn more about the family. Well, as it turns out, there actually really is a ghost story out here about Pop-Up's grandfather named Hieronymus Nicholas Voigt. He was a actor in Western movies. He actually was a cowboy, but he became a huge celebrity in the Western movies. He was very eccentric. He always did puzzles and very charismatic. He traveled the world. He always wanted to find his enlightened self. He would go and meet different gurus and just try to better himself. He kind of fell into depression when the Western movies fell out of favor and they no longer were calling him to do any more movies. So he went to a trip to India, hoping to kind of get out of his funk. And he went to a sacred burial site where he came upon a box. It was like in this cave, and he picked up the box, and all of a sudden an earthquake happened, and he kind of got trapped inside this cave and was rescued about 2 days later and sent back to LA, where he laid sick for at least a month with a fever and just turned very odd. He wouldn't speak. He wouldn't come out of his room. Had to have the lights off, and the only thing he would say was protect the box. Now, Hieronymus had 4 children, and they were very worried about him, and they didn't quite know what to do. He'd become more than they could handle, so they checked him into a mental institution where he stayed till he one day just disappeared. Nobody saw him. He just disappeared out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, things started happening at his kids' homes. They felt like they'd see him, but then he'd disappear. And they started freaking out. So they upped and left California and moved to Atlanta, where they stopped seeing him. And as the legend went, all the different places that he would travel, people would see sightings of him at night roaming around, but in the day he was nowhere to be found. And to this day, nobody knows what happened to Hieronymus. As I started doing the research about this and thinking, oh my gosh, this is so cool, strange things started happening here at my house. Over the last few weeks, weird things. I'd come home and all my cabinets would be open, or chairs would be knocked over, and I would blame the kids, and I was getting really frustrated. And then about 3 days ago, Star came down the stairs in the morning, and she had with her a box. And I said, honey, what is this? And she said, this is for Alice for her birthday. And I went, oh, that's great. Did you make this? And she said, no. My great, great, great grandfather gave it to me last night. And I freaked out. And I was like, Star, no, that's crazy. And I thought, well, maybe she just overheard me talking to Brad at night, planning for the escape room. And so I put the box aside, and I noticed there was a letter. And it actually had Hieronymus Nick Voigt on this letter. And Star had never heard that man's name before. So on this letter, it said that this box was meant to be given to his great, great, great grandchildren. And he wanted the first grandchild that turned 12 to open this box. But he set all these puzzles up to protect the box for anybody else that would maybe get a hold of it. I don't know, Alice. So I sent the box to Dad, thinking that maybe he had sent it over and Star found it, and he didn't know anything about it. So things are still really happening at my house. I'm by myself, and I'm hearing things outside the store, and it's freaking me out, and I need your help. Evidently, whatever's inside this box, Hieronymus really wants you guys to have. And I'm hoping that once this box is opened, he'll finally go to his resting place and leave us alone. So the letter said that you have 1 hour to open it. And you have to figure out these puzzles in order to gain access. And if you don't do it within that hour, then I have to wait until Asa turns 12 so that he can do it. He'll only have 1 hour. And if he can't figure it out, then I have to wait for Tate. And honestly, I can't sleep at night. I need your help. So if you could please do your best and get this box open. You're a smart girl, and I know you can handle it. I love you, and I'm sorry to put this on your birthday, but I know you can do it. I love you. It's in your hands, Alice. Please, please help us.